In 2025, the Digital Banking Podcast examined the decisions shaping community financial institutions. Guests discuss digital transformation, AI, payments, and growth with a consistent focus on leadership and execution. So let's take a look at some of the conversations that defined this last year.
We have a belief that how you make money is just as important as making money. Products and services that we sunset, that we discontinued, that just didn't align with the values that we hold about how we make money and how we serve our members.
Now, aligning values is just the start, but scaling them requires a specific formula, and the path to growth has one critical, often overlooked ingredient.
I missed the most important element in this formula, and that's the employee experience. All change, all transformation that leads to future growth, it starts within. It starts with the individual. It starts with the self. You transform yourself, you transform your teams. Teams are made up of individuals. You transform your teams, you transform your organization. You transform your organization, you continue to transform the lives of your customers and members. And you do that enough, you transform other people in your communities. DX plus HX equals growth, meaning a positive digital experience when combined with a positive human experience, it is the path to growth.
When transformation starts from within, the results don't just show up in spreadsheets. They show up on Zoom calls and sometimes through tears.
When we bring those member stories back, or we invite the CEO to come into one of our meetings and share that member story, you start to see a tear on the Zoom screen, and we're like, you were a part of that. That social media post you created hit that person and brought them into the credit union, and you just changed their life, man.
Powering those life-changing moments is an invisible engine of technology. Much like bees in an ecosystem, AI is now the essential pollinator of the banking experience.
I think Gen AI is going to be in banking, behind the scenes, improving intelligent virtual assistants. So in the area of like intent recognition, clearly IVA's had room to grow. And generative AI behind the scenes can do really well in interpreting and getting it right, the consumer's intent.
Tech provides the efficiency, but it can't provide the soul. To truly stand out, digital transformation needs to be more than code. It needs to be a vibe.
Everyone knows that, but how do we stand out? And for me, that's by having a bold brand. That's by not being afraid to say words like vibe and bestie and we've got you. Hey, we're here for you in the long run. Instead of those typical terms of buy or purchase a CD, or why don't we go ahead and get you booked for an account? What does that mean to people?
Standing out doesn't mean standing alone. Credit unions thrive when they work together, even with competitors in the mix.
There's things banks can do that credit unions can't do, and there's things that credit unions can do that banks can't do. And when you have that healthy competition, and I focus on the word healthy because it can get unhealthy at some points, I think the American consumer benefits from that.
Of course, collaboration only works when leaders stay curious, energized, and fully committed to the mission.
But when you get it right, it is freaking magical, because winning, being successful, serving communities in ways that no one else can, changing people's lives in both members and team members, as you expressed, changing the industry in some ways. Man, you just don't get a chance to do that a lot.
So what's the key takeaway from this year's last episodes? The fight is on. Stop playing defense. Deploy tech that adds value. Own your data and prove that the soul of American finance belongs to the community.
Thank you for listening to the Digital Banking Podcast, powered by Typhone. Find more episodes on digitalbankingpodcast.com or subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.